multiple unit and it goes bug, 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 bug when it starts. See? Train talk. Train talk.
The stadium really at pitch level, but yeah.
And that game was against
Blackstones, yeah.
Welcome and hello and wow, this is a bit different, isn't it? This is the Corby Town TV channel on YouTube, of course. If you're here, please, and you're liking this stuff, subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. My name's Chuck. This is Michael.
Hello again.
And it's a bit weird, isn't it? Eh? Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
What's that song? Faith No More did a cover of it.
Easy.
Easy. Yeah. I think we should all sing that. So if you're at home, give it a sing.
Easy.
I'm not singing it.
Easy like Sunday morning. And the reason we're here on Sunday morning is because Corby Town ladies are kicking off at 2 o'clock outside on the pitch here at Steel Park. If we could actually do, we'll do a little bit live in a minute and we'll bung it out there on the socials for them anyway. But we're here so we can watch the game. Well, Michael can film it, and we can chat to the ladies involved. I don't know which camera to look at, Michael. You've set them up in a weird situation. Look,
they are. The idea is to get two different angles instead of the same angle with twice. Different focus. Yeah.
So, but you've been watching a lot of football, haven't you, recently? I
have been watching a lot of football. Yeah, Corby all the way, really, for me. Under 18s.
Now, last time we were here, they were playing on that Thursday night, and you took a bit of film that night.
I did a few bits from around the stadium, really, at pitch level. But yeah.
And that game was against
Blackstones. Yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, tight game, difficult game, to say the least. But Corby edged it with a goal.
Was that a 2-1 victory?
Yeah, it was a 2-1 victory. Yeah, at home.
So that was in the Youth Cup.
No, that was the Northamptonshire Youth League.
All right, that's the league game.
That was a league game, yeah.
And then you went all the way to Dav. Now, Daventry for me, that seems like it's the other side of the planet. It might be in Northamptonshire, but it takes about 4.5 hours to get there.
It does.
It's a horrible thing. So does Long Buckby. Long Buckby isn't far from Daventry, and that's who the ladies are playing here this afternoon. So there's coverage coming up of that game as well. But
how many Long Buckbys are there?
How many Long Buckbys are there?
I don't know. Northamptonshire.
Oh, there's not two, is there?
Well, technically.
There's Long Buckby, and then down the road I noticed there's Long Buckby Mill.
Long Buckby Wharf.
Wharf. You're right, Wharf.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that's right.
I was at the Rushden Railway Museum yesterday. I went yesterday.
Did you?
It was shut as a museum.
Right.
But I took loads of pictures of the old steam engines and the diesel units that they've got there. I say units, there's no engines there, they're all units. Most of them are bugs. We all know what a bug is because when it's a diesel multiple unit and it goes bug, 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 bug when it starts. See? Train talk. Train talk.
I was there the previous weekend for the Model Railway weekend, and they had trains out, and they had an old, not an old train, but what you would call a passenger carrier from maybe the mid-90s, and it was £1 for the kids to jump on the train and go a mile up and a mile back, and then they had an exhibition on there, and they had steam. They had steam locals that you could ride on, model boats, that kind of thing. And they were selling all sorts, but there was some, displays in there. But if you go down the bottom of that yard when it's open, they've got a carriage, which is very interesting. They've got their own model railway in this old carriage. And then you've got the carriage, which is a buffet car where you can sit out and have a coffee and that. Great place. You want to go there? Yeah. Recommend it.
If you're a train fan, of course, it's as good as Didcot, but we won't mention Didcot because they play in red and white. Yeah. They've ultimately wear the Arsenal kit, and I'm not a fan of that particular team. Well, we're leaving it there. But you went to Daventry.
We went to Daventry, yes, indeed. A very heated game, to be honest. A heated game. I don't think Colin was very happy with the performance at the end. There's a lot of...
But they came away with the victory.
They came away, they won 3-2. To be honest with you, we created the best chances throughout the game,
Good.
the more clear-cut chances. But there was 2 goals. I mean, the first goal, and you'll see it because, we'll put stuff out there for you.
You're going to run the coverage in a minute.
Yeah, I will do, yeah. The first goal that Corby scored was a daisy cutter along the floor, and the goalie stood with his legs apart to try and catch it like that instead of bending down.
Boy, error, innit? You get down, get your body behind the ball. Pat Jennings told us that a long time ago.
Yeah. There was a young Corby lad, if I've got his name wrong, then I apologise. I think his surname is Gover, is the way you might pronounce it. It's Govha.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Top scorer, 6 goals, neat little player. And then Shea Brown as well. He hasn't scored goals in the 2 games that I've seen him, but he's created an awful lot of problems up front. Corby's 3rd goal was probably the best one. But when it was 3-1, Corby had a great move and the ball was played along the box. Daventry defenders and goalie were absolutely nowhere. There was an open goal. Our sub slid in and it didn't go in the net. He really was at full stretch, but there was nobody in the goal, nothing.
Wow. But
he
we
tried
can
his
see,
way.
We're going to play that out now.
We will do,
We can watch it here on Corby TV. So if you play it now, and we'll count down to that, and then we'll come back. 3, 2, 1. And we're back in the room. See how we've done that? That's clever.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very
So, yeah, great game. Great
Yep.
bit of coverage.
Yep.
It shows that the young lads are actually playing a good deal of football and
Yep.
quality football too.
Yep.
And you spoke to Colin afterwards, didn't you?
Yeah, I did speak to Colin afterwards. Yeah.
Shall we watch that now?
Yeah, we can watch that.
3, 2, 1.
But we're not through comfortably. So there's things to work on in the training ground. The lads, they normally give them the day off, but they're in tomorrow. So we're going to work on a few things for Monday. We've got a big game Monday against Peterborough United. So at the minute, it's looking like it's for who stays top of the league. So it's a bit of a big game.
Yeah, that's one of the things, isn't it? Looking forward to that. And I guess the important thing now is to build momentum.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been beaten yet.
No, we haven't been beaten this season, and I have been saying to the lads, losing is a habit, and so is winning. Now, winning, today's game shows that obviously the snowball of winning, the machine of winning, helps, because we played absolutely our lowest today, and we still scraped that 3-2 win.
Yeah.
And we're in the next round of the FA Cup, so it isn't all bad.
You want a home draw, don't you?
We actually do. We've been away in every round of every
round,
cup.
yeah.
Of every cup, we haven't
Yeah.
played one home game this season out of 5, I think, 6. So yeah, we've travelled a little bit, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, the season's early. The round that we've just got into, we got to that round last year, so we're actually trying to better that round this year. So I don't know who we got in the draw or where we're going to go.
Or when the draw's made.
No, yeah, I don't know anything like that. But yeah, I mean, the lads collectively together, they've had a good start to the season. But it's finding a way of snowballing that machine, that winning machine, and can we keep winning and churning out all these results, and happily with a bit of nice football. Because to be honest with you, the lads almost at the end there, it's almost just gifted them the draw. With minutes to go, they've stuck a corner in. The ref shouted 6 minutes extra time. It leaves us 10 minutes of the game left, isn't it? With on the clock, there's minutes to go, and then all of a sudden there's 10, and we're only winning by 1 now. I don't know. We need to sort that out.
Anyway.
And we're back in the room. This is the magic of TV.
Yeah, one of the things that Colin has spoke about, and this podcast is actually going to come out early on Monday for one reason, because on Monday night they play Peterborough United Foundation, and I know it's early days in the season, but they're 2 very good teams, and it's a big game for Corby. And Colin, on the end of his interview, he's put like a plea for people to come out and support the young Steelmen. They're unbeaten this year. They played 5 or 6 games. So let's hope I'm not cursed that by saying that. So they're in pretty good form, although, the Daventry game was all about the win. That's all it was. So Monday night here at Steel Park, it's a 7:45 kickoff. I believe, and I'm not 100%, it's £4 for adults.
Cool.
And £2 concessions, I think.
Cool.
But hopefully the club will confirm that at some point. The other thing was the win against Daventry. We're now into the second qualifying round of the FA Youth Cup, which will be our 4th game in the competition. Every game has been away. And the second qualifying round will be the 4th game away from home also. We've been drawn away to Newport Pagnell Town. The games have got to be played week commencing the 2nd of October.
Right, so we don't know what day of the week that is.
Well, we believe that Newport Pagnell's last game was on a Thursday.
So
now youth teams play on a Monday or a Thursday. We think it might be a Thursday night. The day after the
game up here at Steel Park.
Yeah, it must be the 5th of October.
Yeah,
then.
so Corby here on the 4th. This is a rearranged fixture versus that team from Anstey Nomads that knocked us out the trophy. So we've got some scores to settle there because it was a terrible game. They played on a hill. It wasn't the best performance by the Steelmen, but there's answers there to be made that after or that evening. I won't be here, unfortunately, but I'm sure that you'll be able to watch all the detail here on Corby Town TV or somewhere on the Corby Town social network. What I would also say for any of those players that are tuning in, because we've just seen the stuff from the games, the youth team players, the academy players. If you're an academy player and you're watching this and you've subscribed and liked and notified, share it. You know, share it because it increases our thing, and all your mates at school. Or all your mates that you know that you went to school with because you're now, I don't know, 17, and maybe not at school, but doing your training here at Corby Town. That's partly academy. But, they all want to see it. So share it. I hope you're cutting between these cameras.
No, I'll just have you point there.
So that's all I would say to that, because it's a great opportunity for people outside the club to see how well they're playing, and it's a great way for us to recognise the fact that numbers are going up, and we need the numbers. Let's talk about your numbers.
Yeah, always. Yeah. I think if you always have somebody, let's say, I don't mean this the wrong way, but somebody higher up in the club or one of the supporters, like the travel club or whatever, the numbers are always going to go through the roof. With you and me chattering about absolutely nothing, the numbers are always going to be like that. That's just the way it is. That's
maybe
fine.
You want to hashtag train spotters.
Yeah, maybe I do.
Maybe add in Rushton Rail Society, because they'd love that. I did an advert there once. I did an advert at the Rushton Railway Museum and Society for Northamptonshire TV. Now, I can't find it anywhere on YouTube, but it'd be great to see it. But I knew that I was decked out in some sort of fashion item garb of the 1940s. It'd be great to see that again.
Say no more.
It was. I was only 7 or 8 then, because it was about 20 years ago. So, but there's football coming up, and so we're here today, and we'll segue into all of this stuff because we've got the ladies here today.
Yeah, we will separate this into 2 podcasts. Youth team one will be out tomorrow, which I believe must be the 25th. And then the ladies one will be out the following week. So we're just going to link them in and cut them in the middle. It just saves us time, doesn't it?
We'll do another intro after this.
Yeah, it gets us ahead,
So, big game today. And well done, the youth team. We haven't spoken about the first team because they haven't played. So, next game is here on the 30th.
Yeah.
That's at Steel Park against...
Lytown.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is. Lytown, they're currently in the playoff place.
Wow. So the Steelmen have to turn this around. I mean, I was there. We were both there. I think, we were both there at the game at Hinckley LR. And it was just elation for the first half an hour. As Gary said in his interview, and he was on the BBC Sports Show this week on the Monday night. He was hugely disappointed. The first 30 minutes or so, absolutely amazing. Corby looked fantastic.
They did.
It didn't look like they were going to be matched at all. And then all of a sudden, I mean, the big problems maybe started at half time. They had to force it into a substitution with Jordan O'Brien coming off.
I think that's what changed the game. I think of our real, all right, he's not a big man up front, but he was running and twisting and turning and laying balls off. I mean, his goal was spectacular. If you haven't seen it, go onto Twitter. I think it's had over 8,500.
Wow.
It's been put forward into the Northern Premier League Goal of the Month. So
I've seen it in several different angles. Your angle, their pitch angle, the one that came from behind the goal. I don't know who did that from behind the goal, but I stole it, and I said, if you want accreditation for it, well, I'm happy to do it. But I just took it off. I think it came through Instagram, and I just
Yeah,
refilmed
yeah.
it on my phone and then sent it back out. So it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, if you'd like to send in any clips that we can actually show on this, we'll be more than happy to do that and give you full credit for doing it. No problem at all.
Yeah, and any pictures, unless they're Jim
Yeah.
Darrah's, because obviously we're not allowed to mention Jim Darrah at all on the podcast.
Yeah,
We've been told
yeah.
not to mention Jim Darrah, haven't we? Jim Darrah's name is not to be mentioned whatsoever.
No Jim Darrah.
No Jim Darrah
All
whatsoever.
right. Why can't we talk about Jim Darrah?
Well, I think the problem with Jim Darrah is that he goes by the name African Sunset, and he gets quite upset if anybody mentions the fact that he's always seems to be wearing I don't know, skin protector.
Right.
So Jim Darrah, I think he gets quite it's quite a personal thing, wearing skin protection, and Jim Darrah doesn't like this to be mentioned, and that's why we're not allowed to mention it on any of the podcasts. So Jim Darrah, if you're listening, we're not mentioning you on the podcast. What was his name? Sorry. What's his name?
Jim Darrah.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah. No, neither have I. Who's the guy that sits on the sidelines on his box, just doing nothing, looks like he's asleep?
Oh no, that's a photographer. He's a professional photographer. I don't know who it is. I don't know who that is.
It's not Jim Darrah, is it?
Jim Darrah. Well, it could be. It could be Jim Darrah.
Just one other thing before I guess we're going to wrap this up in a minute, aren't we? There is a match report from the youth team game, which is on the website, I believe. Phil Tooner put it up there.
Okay.
I think it must have been written by David Tilley because he was at the game, you know. So if you want to go and read that, it's a good read. Have a look.
Excellent. So I hope you enjoyed the stuff that we've shown you today from mainly youth games. We're off now to watch the ladies' game. We're going to do a donut. That's a TV word, that is.
A donut?
A donut, where you do something and then you put something in and then you put something the other side. So it's like pre-filming. I might even take my top off for it so we look different. But
turn it inside out.
And so we're going to go off and watch the ladies' football. Hopefully we're going to get some more people sitting in and we can chat to them as well before the game kicks off. It's about an hour away. But in the meantime, as I say, thanks for tuning in. This is Corby Town TV. Notification button and subscribe. And we'll catch you very soon on Corby Town TV here on the YouTube channel. My name's Chuck. This is
Michael.
We'll say goodnight.
Thank you.